We will now hear questions by civil society and other stakeholders. In this regard, I now invite members and the candidate to hear two pre-recorded questions received via video message from civil society organizations.
Hello, my name is Caroline van Leyen, and I will be asking a question on behalf of Democracy International, a German-based NGO. Last year, at the occasion of the 75th anniversary, the UN organized a series of consultations with citizens and civil society around the world. The result of what was truly a global conversation with over 1.5 million people in 195 countries taking part were collected in the UN 75 final report. And it showed that while people feel that the UN does important work and is necessary, it is also too far removed from their daily lives. So our question to you is, how will you work to ensure that the UN becomes truly inclusive and democratic? The UN 75 report itself has offered a couple of suggestions on how to do this. One is the idea of a UN Parliamentary Assembly. Another one is that of a UN World Citizens Initiative. Both of these instruments are also being proposed by a global, broad coalition of civil society organizations called We the Peoples that Democracy International is also a part of. A UN World Citizens Initiative now, for example. It would allow citizens to put an item on the agenda of the General Assembly if they manage to collect enough global support by means of a petition. Tools like this are not new. They exist in many countries around the world, and there is even a transnational example already. In the European Union, a European Citizens Initiative has allowed us to overcome a little bit of the democratic deficit. So we would be very interested to hear if you would support the introduction of such a tool in the UN. Thank you.
I thank the civil society organizations for their questions. I now give the floor to Minister Abdulla Shahid to respond to questions raised by member states and other stakeholders.
On the first question by the civil society, the 75th anniversary document, Excellencies, revitalizing the United Nations is a process that has been going on. But the important thing for us now is to connect with the people. We need to connect with the people. I'm reminded by a quotation from former Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, that when all hope was lost in Korea, he saw the blue helmets coming in to help. His trust in the United Nations was renewed, as well as the trust of many, many other people. In order for this to happen, we need to make sure that we collectively are able to respond to situations on time, so that the hopes and aspirations of the people would be met. That our constituents, our taxpayers would start saying, yes, here's an organization that responds to us. Here's an organization which stands up to us. And here's an organization which delivers to us. We need to give that hope and confidence to them. And that is the spirit of the Charter of the United Nations. That is the spirit of the 75th anniversary declaration. And we have to make sure that we deliver on it. How does the UN work with the civil society? I've answered this a couple of times, but once again, I can assure you that my door is open for the civil society. I will schedule regular consultations so that the civil society will not feel that they are being used only when it is convenient for the United Nations General Assembly to use them.